See, this is why I want to replace Will with
Okay,
a
I started recording.
And then
Okay,
but then we need a video editor. Well, we can pay Will like minimum wage as a video editor. Fine. Let's start, okay? Like, can we start?
Yeah, I recorded it. I'm recording it.
Okay, so here we are. We're about to talk about some NBA basketball and what the playoffs has brought us so far. So, as you know, the teams are the Rockets versus the Timberwolves,
the Warriors versus Spurs, the Pelicans versus the Blazers,
the Jazz versus the Thunder, and for the East,
the Raptors versus Wizards.
Wizards, Raptors. We also have the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. We
and
also
the Cavs.
have the Cavs and Pacers. We have the Sixers and the Heat. So let's get right into it. Starting off with the Western Conference, let's talk about the Rockets. Let's talk about the Spurs and Warriors. Let's talk about the Rockets and the Timberwolves to begin. No, let's talk about that because that's probably the most important series because the Warriors with injuries and all of that. So let's start with. Okay, so which one shall we start with? No, the Warriors, and then we can talk about the Rockets. Because let's start out with the first. Let's start out with the schedule. Let's start out with the schedule of the playoffs. The first game, second game, third game, fourth game, and then the games on Sunday, and then So the Warriors, they look well without Curry. I think they're starting Iguodala instead of Sean Livingston and Quinn Cook was working against the Spurs. Yeah, I honestly think they have a chance to sweep it, or maybe the Spurs come out hard in game 3 or 4, and they maybe won.
Yeah,
but
starting
without Kawhi, they really don't stand a chance. Even though Popovich is a great coach, I really don't. But something you have to keep in mind is they could have a really tough series, whether it's against Anthony Davis or Damian Lillard, and if Curry misses a lot of games in that series, you're right. They could take a lot of damage in the playoff. I think there's 1 or 2 years Anthony Davis will become the best player in the Western Conference, no doubt about it. How good he's become since he first entered in the league, 2012. Okay, but what are your predictions on the Spurs and Warriors series?
Warriors in 5.
I would say. Oh, okay,
Warriors in 5.
Warriors in 5. I'll say 5 as well. 5 or 6. Most 6, probably 5.
Yeah, starting JaVale and Iguodala was a huge thing.
The logic. Let's talk about another pretty okay series, the Jazz and the Thunder.
Oh, shoot.
I really don't think the Jazz can keep up with the Thunder's firepower on offense, even though the Jazz have. And you have to consider breaking news that Donovan Mitchell has been injured.
Oh yeah,
and, it's just a sore left foot.
You can't stop Russell Westbrook from stat padding his rebounds.
But it's his first playoff series. He doesn't really need to play. He just needs the experience. Yeah, but he's done a great job. He's done a great job this season, really making a case for himself. But if the Jazz don't have a healthy Donovan Mitchell, they have no chance at all. Yeah, and even with him, they have a really low chance. So.
Yeah.
If you saw Ricky Rubio's shooting percentage last game, he was terrible.
5 for 18.
Absolutely horrific, and I really don't know why he was. One thing you need to keep in mind is that Thunder, they're not that. They're okay. They're okay 3-point shooting team, but inside, that's where they mostly do their damage, and the Jazz have a really good defensive front court.
But Jay Crowder.
If the Jazz want to have a chance to win the series, they would have to use the pick and roll very effectively to get Melo on to one of their best players like Donovan Mitchell or maybe some other Boston guard. But who do you think is deeper though, the Thunder or the Jazz?
The Thunder.
That's a big question. I definitely think the Jazz are deeper. The Jazz are very deep as a team.
Oh yeah.
Well, not very, but they have a pretty good core around themselves. And the Jazz and the Thunder, they're mainly a 3-man team, and at this point, it's seeming like Carmelo might be worse than Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Steven Adams has been. No, Steven Adams is a really underrated player.
He is.
I think that it's deserving that he's better.
He got 4 offensive rebounds. He gets more offensive rebounds than defensive, showing how much impact he does when Russell Westbrook chucks up a bunch of threes. Yeah, that's pretty true. But
But yesterday during the game though, Paul George was like on fire like from the three, so they didn't really need to do as much offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's very true.
Paul George just really their offense to PG. Yeah.
Oh, what else?
But
Jay Crowder.
The playoff P.
Yeah, like come on, Paul. Like come up with something better. Just stick with PG-13. Like,
yeah.
By the way, Jay Crowder, 3 for 10. Jay Crowder, 3 for 10.
Oh,
no. Let's go to the next series.
Let's just go to the next series. Let's talk about the Timberwolves Rockets because I think that's a really interesting series.
Oh,
Especially with how bad the Rockets played yesterday. Like now, like at first I thought the Timberwolves had no chance, but now I think that they have a little bit of a chance against the Rockets.
Like Harden played amazing. Like don't get me wrong.
It depends on if
team, they shot under 20. No, they shot under like 28% from three, and it was just a horrific game 3-point shooting wise when that's supposed to be their specialty. They really had to have Harden like clutch in and.
But you gotta also keep in mind, like the Timberwolves, they weren't horribly coached. Like Tom Thibodeau did a really bad job, and also
it's not his job. It's not his fault.
Their entire all of their stars did really bad. Whether it was Andrew Wiggins or Karl Anthony Towns, or even Jimmy Butler didn't do so well. So.
Yeah, Karl Anthony Towns needs to show up in the next couple of games to be able to win.
By 3, so imagine if all their players put in their best effort. Like I think that team would have at least definitely a small shot.
A key player in the Rockets, Luke Mute. He was really, even though he has nothing in the box score, he's still a big contributor. Remember, defensively.
And also, what I think is that Jimmy Butler, he needs to take more leadership. He only took like 10 shots last game. 9 shots.
He took 11.
He needs to take more leadership as the best player on that Timberwolves team and really like lead them through like the hard times, you know.
But the thing is that sometimes his shot selection is really questionable.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but sometimes his shot selection was really questionable. Like his last clutch 3, he tried to tie up the game. Like that's a horrible shot to take during crunch time.
Okay, so let's go on the Eastern Conference. Cavs, Pacers. Oh wait, no.
We forgot one series. The Rockets. Not Rockets. The Pelicans. The Pelicans, Trailblazers.
I really do think the Pelicans do have a chance to come out with the victory here, even though the Blazers are a great team. They're really just like they need their role players to step up. Damian Lillard, he's gonna probably do fine. CJ McCollum, maybe not so much, but that's why the role players need to step up. Yusuf Nurkic, I feel like he's going to have a pretty good series, like maybe like 18 and 10. That's going to be pretty good for going against like Anthony Davis.
Oh, by the way.
Their defense will be key because Anthony Davis, he's going to be really hard to stop, and I feel like the Blazers,
But the problem with the Blazers, is the Blazers that they're just undersized. Like they don't have any really good power forwards. Like Ed Davis is good, but. Can he really keep up Anthony Davis and then like the other bigs like Mo Harkless, Al-Farouq Aminu?
Oh, just know Lillard and CJ, they shot 38% from the field and 26%. It was mostly because of Drew.
I really question CJ's performance in the playoffs sometimes. Like in previous experiences in the playoffs, he hasn't done like tremendous stuff. So I really don't know how he's gonna play. He's gonna be a key factor if the Blazers actually want to come out with a victory in this series. Because the Pelicans already are a very dangerous team. So,
you gotta remember, coming into the playoffs, the Trailblazers were like on a slump. Like they were on that really good winning streak, right? And then after they started losing a bunch of games. So maybe they're just like not in rhythm yet, and maybe like it'll take them 1 or 2 games again.
We can't underrate Drew Holiday's defense and Rondo's. They were the reason why CJ
Rondo is also a huge factor. Like if Rondo can play well against this Trailblazers team, the Pelicans have a really good shot at winning.
Yeah, Rondo has that effect. He can make people around him better. He can do that kind of stuff.
Or maybe it's just that the Trailblazers are a really good team. Like they have Mirotic, a really good spot up shooter. Anthony Davis.
You say the Trailblazers have a really good team.
Inside or out, So maybe with all of their talent, Rondo is just thriving.
Yeah, Rondo's really excelling in this.
Yeah, dude, he's averaging like 15 assists per game.
Okay. Yeah, like last year, we saw what happened in the playoffs when the Bulls didn't have him. They were up 2-0 with him, and then next 4 games they just
I say Pelicans in
one.
6 or 7.
Listen, like people were actually talking about them sweeping the first seed. Like,
Rondo also the other players on Mavericks, his leadership has been put into question. He left his team when they were down 3-2 or 3-1.
Yeah, that's the sad part. But the thing is, he doesn't need to be the leader. He just needs to help the lead. Anthony Davis.
He wasn't the leader in that series
Davis
either.
in 3 years is gonna win the MVP.
Wait, what? Anthony Davis?
No, James Harden.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, just know.
By 3 years. He's amazing.
My predictions.
Do you think that Cousins will stay if the Pelicans, even if they lose this series, do you think that DeMarcus Cousins is going to stay here?
They're on the right path. They're in the right path
I
of
really do
success.
think he's going to stay. Because the Pelicans, even without DeMarcus, they're fighting for their lives, really.
And they're on the right path to success.
And even if they lose
let's put it this way. If DeMarcus Cousins played, I would even think this could be a sweep because that's how good DeMarcus Cousins is. And if you have two of the best big men in the game, there's no doubt that the Pelicans would sweep, or not even sweep, just 4-1 or sweep the Trailblazers.
Okay, let's talk about the East.
Now let's move to the East.
Okay, so we'll talk about LeBron and then the Cavs struggles first.
Okay, so the Cavs on defense, they look better than they do. Usually, if they had horrible defense, they would let the Pacers score 150, but they put them under 100. So that's a good start. But what they really need is offense. Their offense is horrible, or it's that the Pacers are that good on defense. So I think
Miles Turner, he's a really good defensive anchor, and Oladipo, he's leading the league. The Pacers are overall pretty good at defense, but I just think that LeBron, he wasn't ready for playing against such a hard team because the Pacers have nothing to lose. So if they put it out all there on the line, then there's no they can't.
You also have to put in the factor the greatness of Victor Oladipo. Last year, we were talking about how bad Victor Oladipo was, how bad the team around Russell Westbrook was. Now, Victor Oladipo is the man in Indiana, and I think that him being the main offensive player, he can have a really good series, and with that, I think they really have a good shot at beating the Cavs.
I wouldn't say a really good shot. I think the Cavs just came out slow. They were just slugging. They weren't really playing
energized.
To their best.
They weren't energized.
But you gotta keep in mind, this was the worst LeBron we've seen in a long time. And if LeBron keeps playing like this, he did the whole regular season, he had a good regular season, but sometimes it just feels like he's being really slow, not really involved in offense.
Yeah.
If he continue playing like this, I don't know if they can win the series.
Ty Lue said that LeBron has to be more aggressive, so I'm expecting that LeBron also has to be more aggressive, like Ty Lue said.
And that's the only thing logical that Ty Lue said.
Yeah, but something you have to keep in mind is that the Cavs, they really need to play well, because if the Cavs, somehow they lose in the first round, LeBron is definitely not staying in Cavs. No matter what, he's not staying. Even if they get Trae Young or Luka Doncic in the draft, they're still not staying.
Because LeBron, he's really searching for that ring, and if the Cavs can't give it to him this year, we all know their role players did not perform last year. Their role players played pretty trash overall. I have not seen any highlights of Rodney Hood so far. I don't know what he's been doing in Utah. He was tremendous. He was hitting game winners, and once he came to the Cavs, he's just been sluggish. He's acted like he doesn't want to be a part of the organization, and I don't know what's wrong with him.
And Kawhi Leonard helped the Spurs more in Game 1 than George Hill did for the Cavs.
That's true.
Oh, by the way, the starters against LeBron, the entire starters scored 25, while LeBron scored 24.
Yeah, okay. I just feel that LeBron, he can't rely on his teammates. He's tried that in the past before, and it hasn't worked out for him. He just needs to
take over
himself as the leader of the team. He just needs to not pass it.
You mean
he has to stop with the passing stuff. He just needs to score 40. He can do it. For God's sake.
So you mean
Been
Game
guarded
6
by
LeBron?
Bogdanovich.
You mean Game 6 LeBron against the Boston Celtics?
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, 2012.
That was back in 2012. Okay, let's go to another interesting series.
Celtics Bucks.
The Heat and Sixers.
Oh no.
That's gonna be a very good series.
First of all, you have the defensive-oriented Miami Heat and the star-studded or young group of shooters revolving around Ben Simmons.
Yeah, so I think when Joel Embiid comes back, that's when the Sixers are really gonna start dominating.
Yeah.
But
Since
for now,
Hassan can't do anything
have a
on
real
defense.
chance to take down the 3rd seed. But if they don't, then the Sixers have a chance to go to the conference finals. I feel like
I think something that
their path.
Today's game is not finished yet, but like I saw like some of the role players, the Sixers role players need to step up. Like JJ Redick had a good game, but other than JJ Redick, like
Ersan with
like Ben
12
Simmons
points.
and JJ Redick is basically carrying that team.
Yeah, honestly, I'm just gonna wait till Joel Embiid comes back to really make the prediction for that series because right now, you can't really say anything. The Sixers, they're on.
But you have to. But Miami's a really underrated team.
Yeah,
like,
their defense will
not.
Their defense will
like,
clap the
Didn't think
the
they had a
Sixers.
chance the whole year, and then they surprised everyone getting the 6th seed. Yeah.
What I like about the Heat is that any player on any given night, they can go off.
Dwayne Wade, Kelly Olynyk,
I can't even name a go-to guy for the Heat. Like Hassan Whiteside's been good, but he's not even getting that many minutes.
He's been his
like
disappeared.
Dragic, but like I can't really even name a go-to guy.
They don't have any stars, but their team is very well rounded.
Yeah, Dwayne Wade off the bench.
Well coached as well.
Dwayne Wade and Kelly Olynyk off the bench. That's something.
Yeah, and they're also really well coached. Like Eric Spoelstra, he has experience. He's the type of coach that the Cavs need. Like a really poised coach. He understands how to treat like their
veterans.
best players and
veterans.
They can beat the opposing team.
Yeah, Eric Spoelstra is a very good coach. He's found a way to pretty much role players to a playoff spot that no one thought they could get. And even last year, they had a really good chance of making, even though they started off really slow.
I feel like the Heat, they have like a ton of X factors that matter to these playoff games. Dwayne Wade off the bench is crucial. Kelly Olynyk, he needs to show up like he did in Game 7 last year. James Johnson, Josh Richardson, Tyler Johnson, I ain't expecting anything out of him. Justice Winslow, he needs to show up.
He's a solid defender. I don't think he can score the ball that much. He's a solid rebounder and defender. He just needs to be able to guard Ben Simmons when given the opportunity. Because Ben Simmons is a beast, and there's not many people who can contain him, but Justice Winslow has the chance. When he has the chance, he should be able to.
Oh yeah, they should. Hassan Whiteside is also a huge factor. He needs to actually play defense other than blocking. Like
at this point, I feel like people think that Whiteside is one of the best defenders in the league, like over like Al Horford or someone like that. When that's just not true. Al Horford is one of the best defenders in the NBA right now.
Yes,
the stats may not show, but clearly you haven't been watching the game.
Well, I've been watching games, and he's getting crossed over by Anthony Davis and those type of people.
Well, if you've seen the game, then he's been guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Oh, you're right.
He's been doing it very well.
Oh yeah, Markelle Fultz. He needs to show up big time.
We also should spend this time to say how underrated Chris Middleton is, because yesterday, like even though they lost the game, Chris Middleton was a huge reason they got back. They were like down by like at least 10 points at one point.
I'm pretty sure that game was the first time since 1970-ish that two players on the Bucks scored over 30. And you would think that it would be something like Jabari Parker or Eric Bledsoe, but no. Chris Middleton is the one who stepped up. And now let's move to the Bucks and Celtics series. We're already on the topic. Eric Bledsoe was atrocious. I don't care what you say. It's his first playoffs, but if he really wants to get a contract this season, in the offseason, or whenever his contract expires, he can't play like that.
Al Horford went off. 24 points, 12 rebounds. Surprise, surprise. 4 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks.
Horford, when it comes down to it, he's just Boston's. He's the most important player on their team.
Yeah, he also was 13 for
I
14
would
from the
just-
free throw line. That's also very crucial when it comes down to the late moments.
No, I would think Jason Tatum is probably the most important because he has the most potential to explode for a really big game. And the Celtics, what they need is a lot of offense. And I don't think Al Horford will give you that many points. I think Jason Tatum.
Hey, that's why Terry Rozier is a good backup.
But the Celtics, that's where your statement kind of is a bit weak because you see the Celtics, they were never really good at offense to begin with. Their main priority was defense.
Defense.
And Al Horford is their defense.
Well,
Oh,
Kyrie
yeah,
Irving was been pretty good this year too.
The
The
fact
reason
that
why
Al can guard one of the most unguardable players of all time in Giannis, that's just amazing.
No,
Also-
and the fact that- no, but the fact that the Bucks almost had a chance to win this game means that the Celtics don't have enough offense to keep up. Like
Yeah, but they
if they
Terry
were
Rozier has to
really
step
strong,
up
like,
each game. Terry
they would
Rozier.
have blow out the Bucks. Like even though the Bucks are like a really good team, I think that if the Celtics if Kyrie was healthy, like Kyrie, then
That
they would.
was their source of offense until he got injured. That's what Brad
they would
Stevens
have-
for. Right?
Marcus Morris, he needs to step up, which he did last night. Terry Rozier also needs to step up, which he did too. Jaylen Brown, Jason
All the
Tatum.
players, they just had a solid game. Everyone.
Oh yeah,
The
Every
Marcus
single
Smart player here, the Marcus Smart, or he did it.
Malcolm
Marcus Smart
Brogdon.
is injured.
Malcolm Brogdon.
He is. Oh, that's a big problem.
Oh yeah.
It's like he gives you.
Yeah,
good
he's one of their key players. Like,
Now-
yeah, I mean, right now, like it looks like Eric Bledsoe doesn't need that much guarding, but like when Eric Bledsoe like has a really good game, like Marcus Smart is that number one guy to guard the best guards on the opposing team.
Yeah.
Tony Snell and
And
Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker. I haven't seen much of him. I don't know if he had a great game or not. And I was watching.
He
some
did
of
not.
his game.
He only had
I
2
just didn't
points, 4
realize
rebounds.
What he was doing from the court.
But he
didn't
allowed-
really, make his impact when I saw him.
Box plus minus,
but,
he had
like,
a
this is like
he had
this
a
is,
negative
like, only the
14.
He
Yeah, how
can't
many
let
points-
Chris Middleton take away his spot as the second best player on the team. And right now, Chris Middleton is trying to play like.
Yeah, Jabari only had 2 points, but he only played 15 minutes.
But he allowed 17,
But he's
14.
Still be.
He allowed
I know.
14. Tony
Yeah.
Snell. Why is he starting when he allowed 17 in box plus minus negative 17? Like they should start
Very great
Brogdon,
stat
to
right
be
there,
honest.
Jabari.
Yeah. Why were they starting Tony Snell though?
Yeah, that's. And
that's-
did anyone else see Tony Snell taking the game tying or game winning three in the clutch? I was very confused as to what he was thinking. Off balance.
No, but they should start either Jabari Parker or Malcolm Brogdon instead of Tony Snell because both of them are better.
Okay, let's
Players.
talk about the
Bucks are
Wizards
not a great
Raptors.
3-point shooting team. That's why I think they're gonna lose this series.
Let's
Many
talk.
people think they're gonna win, but the Celtics, they have great inside defense. They can switch on to any given player, and
Yeah.
because of that, since the Bucks have no 3-point shooting whatsoever, maybe like Chris Middleton hit a 3, but he's pretty much it.
Yeah, the Sixers caught up, led by Dario Saric today.
Wow,
They're only
really?
down by- yeah, they're only down by 6. They were down by 4. Now they're down by 6.
Oh shoot, dude, the Heat were wrecking the whatchamacallit, the Sixers.
They're only down by 4. I don't know
Okay,
about.
I mean,
that.
this the
Let's move
issue.
on to the
This the
the
issue about the Heat.
Raptors Wizards.
This the issue about the
Yeah,
Heat
I
though.
think that.
Like they don't have
I
a
think
go-to
that this
guy
series,
to
the Wizards
score.
actually have a chance. But, the Wizards, they have John Wall, probably the second or third best point guard in the whole Eastern Conference, and I just don't think that DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry stepped up enough yesterday. Like, I didn't
Yeah,
see
it was
enough-
Serge Ibaka.
Not yesterday, Saturday. I didn't see enough. from
Serge Ibaka,
them to show that they're actually consistent playoff players.
OG
What I
Anunoby,
think is that DeMar
Anunoby.
DeRozan, I think he'll step up if Kyle Lowry can knock down his shots when given, because they're double teaming DeRozan and then DeRozan hits Lowry. But Lowry, when he's wide open for that shot, he misses it. So I really don't know what's going on in his head. Like in the regular season, he does great, but as soon as it's called the playoff. It's over.
What else?
But Kyle Lowry, you have to give him credit. He helped the team. Like they were only like it was 5 games. Kyle Lowry helped the team a lot with some like key free throws and a 3-pointer that helped them win the game.
Oh, what else? No, their role players.
He only have like 11 or so points.
Their
right?
bench and role players were the main factor. C.J. Miles, DeLon Wright, OG Anunoby, Serge Ibaka, they all showed up. But guess who
I
didn't?
think a key factor is going to be Serge Ibaka.
Yeah,
He
Serge
really
Ibaka.
provides that
3 and
defense
D.
that they need on
They're 3
to
and
like
D.
anchor the paint.
Yeah.
And like he's not a bad like perimeter defender. He can like switch. When
He'll be a
given
bit
the
too
opportunity
slow on
or,
someone like.
forced to.
He'll be a bit too slow on people like John Wall, but like he can stay in his ground.
Okay, so what I really think is Jonas Valanciunas, right? He's had a tremendous. He has the potential to be a top 10 center, I would say.
Oh yeah,
Which
potential.
is pretty good considering like not many people like look at him and see, wow, he's a really game-changing player. But so I've seen moments in the season where he can really take over a game.
Yeah, he
And,
took the game-winning
Marcin
dunk.
Gortat, I don't know
Didn't
if
he?
he's gonna be able to stop.
Didn't he take the game-winning
Speaking
dunk?
of Marcin Gortat, what's going on between them? They're having a very big beef, and I don't know what's going on between them, but they need to get it together
Oh yeah.
before they lose the series. And
Both
before the Wizards just
Morris
come on.
brothers. Both Morris brothers have
I think John Wall and Bradley Beal complement each other really well. John Wall is like the pass first point guard, and Bradley Beal is the scoring shooting guard. That's like a really good combo. It's like Chris Paul and James Harden. James Harden is the main offensive player, and Chris Paul is the pass first point guard.
What about Otto Porter's bad contract? Let's talk about him.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hi.
So where's Will?
I'm here.
Oh, I don't. Oh, what's the? Yeah. So let's talk about some NBA news. Like
Okay.
debating
No,
some
reward
NBA news.
reward predictions. Award predictions.
No, let's do that next episode. Let's talk about the NBA news, like Kawhi.
Oh.
Kawhi not coming back. Like, do you think he's gonna come back to the Spurs, or some of the injuries that's happened? That's gonna happen, like Kyrie Irving injury.
Oh, did you know that
Really?
Wade passed Bird for the 10th on postseason scoring?
Oh, who? Dwayne Wade.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Will? Will?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so about Kawhi.
He ain't coming.
Do you think that he's gonna come back to the Spurs? Because there's been something going on with him, like his relationship with the front office, his relationship with the veterans on that team. But honestly, though, if Kawhi has some problems with the other players, like excluding Tony Parker and Ginobili, I'll trade all of them. That's how important Kawhi is, and if without Kawhi, they really.
But what I think is that they should listen to these players. The GM, it's going to be very hard to trade Kawhi. But if they get the right trade, like, let's say for, like, Jason Tatum and, give me another player on the Celtics that's
Marcus Smart.
Jaylen Brown.
Marcus Smart.
First injury.
Yeah, no, Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown.
And then of course they have to throw some picks in
I
there.
don't think that if I were the Spurs.
No, but they definitely have to throw some picks in there because like picks are really important for this franchise.
Whether it's the 30th pick,
But
whether it's the 80th
I
pick.
still doubt that Kawhi is gonna lead the Spurs though, because like from everything, even his sister says that Kawhi is loyal to San Antonio. I mean, we never know because Kawhi is a really quiet guy, and he's been playing Fortnite
He'll
on
probably
Snapchat. But
that's fake, by the way.
Yeah, he is loyal to San Antonio, but I don't know if San Antonio is going to be loyal to him. Because like no one
No,
knows.
but like something you know of San Antonio is that they're really loyal. Like they're super loyal to the best players. Like there's a reason why Ginobili, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan, like all these players, even though they reached 30s, the mid 30s, the mid 40s, they still don't trade these players, even though they're like they're not even that great of a contributor. Like Tony Parker, he's been averaging like 6 points, but they still are loyal to them, and they're still giving them a lot of money. So that shows how the Spurs are loyal to players, even though they're not as good as they were before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but they've never had a circumstance where their best player is just gone. Like they don't know what to do.
Remember, like LaMarcus Aldridge or Tim Duncan before, they all wanted to lead the Spurs, but Greg Popovich always finds a way.
Yeah, it's all about
That's
what
very
Greg
true,
Popovich
but,
does. Because Kawhi, he doesn't like passing.
Just needs to sit down and talk with Kawhi about what they're gonna do in the future. Because Kawhi's still pretty young. He's like 26. He still has a lot left. I don't know. I would hate for it to see him like leave the Spurs, because I feel like he's one of those players that just wants to stay with one franchise the whole time, and I really respect him. Even through the hard times.
Yeah, you can say the same thing for LeBron though. It's just that some people like Dan Gilbert just screwed him over, so LeBron had no choice. So like, since the Spurs have a good front office, I feel like Kawhi could stay forever, unlike LeBron with Dan Gilbert.
Yeah. But do you think that like the Spurs they have if Kawhi's healthy and all is well, do you think they have a chance next year, or do you think that maybe it takes some rebuilding to do?
It might take some rebuilding.
Yeah, rebuilding. They need.
Don't get me wrong. The Spurs are still a great organization, and they will definitely make the playoffs no matter what with Kawhi.
But they need some.
But I would say, honestly, though, like looking at this year's playoffs, I would take them even over the Jazz. Like I think they're definitely a top 4 team.
Yeah, even with a depleted team, they somehow managed to be what was it? What seed were they?
Yeah, this year I'm a Spurs fan, right? I watched a bunch of Spurs games. Some games they look absolutely terrible. Like I can't tell the difference between them and the Hawks. In the other games, they look like they can hang with the Warriors, which it's really baffling because sometimes this team looks like they're terrible, and then other games look really good. So I don't know what's going on.
I just think they need to find some consistency with LaMarcus Aldridge in the playoffs. He hasn't proven that he can really be that leader that can drop you 40, 30 consistently.
Like he did in Portland.
25 on a consistent basis. He hasn't really performed as well as people have wanted him to in the playoffs. Like in Portland.
But I think the main question is that he's in San Antonio. Like when he was on the Blazers, he's a godly player, and now on San Antonio, his efficiency, his points have been. Yeah, do you want to talk about any NBA news?
Donovan Mitchell's injury.
Oh, I don't think it's anything that serious.
Honestly, Jazz fans should not be worried. He's gonna come back in no time. It's just a sore.
But do you think that they should change the Rookie of the Year rule? Like Ben Simmons, since kind of in his sophomore season, he shouldn't be able to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, it should be the class only, not the season they play.
Yeah, that's true. It should be with the class.
Yeah, so Donovan Mitchell.
But this has happened before. Blake Griffin. What else? It has happened multiple times. So, but I think this year, just to make a statement, they should do co-Rookie of the Year, like how they did with Grant Hill and Jason Kidd, because I think that's the fairest way for both players.
Yeah, and because both have been really good. Ben Simmons, he has been appearing in the last couple of games, last 30 games or so. What else? Donovan Mitchell, he's been super consistent for the entire year, averaging 20 and carrying the Jazz to the playoffs without knowing that they.
I think Ben is gonna win it. I do think Ben Simmons is gonna win Rookie of the Year, but if I was gonna give it to someone, I'll give it to Donovan. Yeah, but do you think that? Well, as a class, do you see any LeBron in Ben Simmons, or do you think he's gonna be his own player?
I see some elements of LeBron, but since he's taller, Ben Simmons can abuse more, like on the inside against big men. LeBron, although LeBron has the edge in strength, Ben Simmons, he can use his length for something else. He could work on his 3-pointer too.
Yeah, I know LeBron has that court vision and all, but Ben Simmons has the court vision of what point guard have. LeBron does too, but Ben Simmons is goes above that elite level to that of John Stockton, that of Magic Johnson. He has eyes in the back of his head. He doesn't need to know where you are on the court. He'll find you.
That could also go for the same as LeBron.
Now let's talk about like the Lakers and what can they do in the free agency? Because like that's a pretty popular topic right now.
Oh yeah, because everyone.
The Lakers they have a bunch of cap space, but if I were Magic Johnson, I really wouldn't try to sign anyone big name free agent like Paul George or LeBron.
Give Andre Ingram a max contract.
It can hurt the development of your player because that will give them less minutes, and less minutes is less development.
Give Andre Ingram a max contract. Give Andre Ingram.
No, but I think they should lock up Julius Randle though. What he has done this season, he's been probably their most consistent player.
Yeah.
And I think that they should like lock him up long term. So
or they could trade him for a better.
They have a really nice young core. Like in a few years, this team could be a really dangerous team. But right now, they just need to keep their young players and maybe even trade some of them to make to get a bigger start. Like Devin Booker has been saying that he doesn't want to stay in Phoenix, like implying, and there's some other good players out there that the Lakers might be able to get young players.
If you've seen Lakers games, which I
A
have,
topic that people haven't been talking about is Devin Booker.
Oh yeah, it's most. Hasn't he been an injured?
Do you think that Devin Booker might leave though? Like they might trade if they have a right trade package, they can trade Devin Booker because he's been upset.
Devin Booker, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer probably. Like
no, but do you think he's gonna stay with the Suns?
That's pretty hard to say. He said in the past that he wants to be one of those guys that stays with one franchise for the rest of his career. But with the Phoenix Suns, it's really hard because their management is just terrible. Josh Jackson, he's going to blossom, yes, obviously. He's done pretty well this season for a rookie, but
he also has the lowest field goal percentage inside the paint.
What do you think, Will?
What were we talking about again?
No, where do you think that Devin Booker will be on the Suns long term?
Oh, hell no!
He can end up. What?
Hell no! No. I don't think he will.
Okay, so I think that's a wrap to our podcast.
Yeah, thank you for watching.
We'll come back.
We'll come back really soon. Okay, thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Goodbye.